Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Monday, February 17th, around 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 2025. A new seismic swarm at Campi, Flegrei is the largest in over a year as seismicity is increasing at the supervolcano. We've got another freak plane crash in Canada and dangerously record cold temperatures headed to the U.S. Keep calm. It's boom time. And happy President's Day for all of those of you off from work today. Well, maybe it is time to celebrate our Constitution and our democratic republic. At least 14 dead after winter storm brings floods and severe weather. Absolutely devastating. At least 14 people are dead after a winter storm packing severe weather struck the south and moved through the east over the weekend. 11 of those victims were killed in Kentucky as heavy rains pummeled the region, trapping cars and sweeping vehicles off roadways and causing vehicle accidents. At least 1,000 people in the state were rescued from the floodwaters Sunday, according to Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. The governor said in a news conference that he believed the death toll in the state would rise.
It's just devastation and heartbreak.
At least 14 people are dead after flooding and severe weather hits parts of the South over the weekend. Parts of Kentucky were especially hard hit, and one first responder described what it's like in his town.
In 2021, we had a flood, and they told us it was a 100-year flood. Now it's 2025, and we're underwater again. It's not as bad as last time, but it's bad enough.
And there you have it. It's not bad as last time, but it's bad enough. As we await frigid temperatures and snow expected across the U.S. this week, what a tweak. We're talking minus 60 potentially. There we see those minus 60s in Bismarck through Friday, February 20th. And here are the lowest wind chills through the time period. You're going to have below minus 40 for this entire pink swath, and that means it could get to minus 50 or even minus 60. Even up in the Northeast, we're going to have extreme low temperatures. And I'll tell you what I mean. Let's take a quick live look at Mount Washington here. It's absolutely insane. Let me blow this up. We've got wind chills to minus 60. And today, the live look at Mount Washington Observatory, sustained winds were at 128 miles per hour, gusting to 144. The peak gust today was 161 miles per hour, and the wind chill minus 60. That's the last place you want to be working, or twerking, for that matter. But I do digress. Frigid cold, and if you follow us at Oppenheimer Ranch Project, at Diamond the Dave on X, you will be getting these daily updates. 1,337 views. Hit the thumbs up or the heart, whatever it is. Let's pause that. 39 inches of snow reported at a Colorado resort named Vail. And Crested Butte saw 37. Silverton, 35 inches just north of here. Colorado ski resorts are basking in fresh pow after more than 4 days of new snow over the president's holiday weekend. And more snow is in the forecast as we were in a global warming goodness deficit. But the white rain is back, and back like crack for many up in the Adirondacks, where over 18 inches of snow fell just in the last 2 days. Huge totals for the Northeast, most areas experiencing 8 inches to a foot in the entire orange region there. Heavy snow for Montana in the west, where over 2 feet of snow fell, 2 feet or more in northern Colorado there, probably near Steamboat, and more snow is on the way. In fact, up to 3 feet could fall the next 24-hour period in Colorado alone. And here is the full forecast. Extreme cold in over a dozen states and winter weather expected for portions of the U.S. this week. What a tweak. Arctic air will spread across much of the central U.S. into New England this week, resulting in record-breaking cold and life-threatening wind chill temperatures. Heavy snow will move from the northern Rockies to the Central Plains early Tuesday, lose day for you in the south, as a swath of significant snow and ice will likely move from the Central Plains to the mid-Atlantic states Tuesday through Thursday, potentially bringing record snow right on the state line here between Virginia and North Carolina. Let's take a look at the GFS model and those thermodynamics. Here you can see minus 31 in North Dakota. It's also record cold potentially in South Dakota for our fan there that chimed in yesterday. We didn't want to leave you out there. Say it ain't so to Minnesota is going to be freezing as well. Let's move it through here through Tuesday. Minus 34 for North Dakota, minus 14 for South Dakota, minus 15, minus 20 maybe even in Minnesota. Say it ain't soda, but the cold will continue through Wednesday with minus 30, minus 15 in those same regions. And that is the actual temperature, not the wind chill. Add 10, 20 degrees if the wind is blowing whatsoever, and we could be seeing wind chills to minus 40, 50, or even colder like we saw today on Mount Washington. Let's see how the storms will move through. Who knew? Now you do. The last nor'easter, just a few flurries happening tonight and overnight in those lake effect regions as the storm develops Tuesday and into Wednesday and rapidly moves to the east through Wednesday and ending up Thursday morning on the coast where those heavy snow totals, maybe in the Delmarva, eastern Virginia, and northeastern North Kakalaki. Yeah. The models are changing, but seem to be quite active through the end of February as we head on to March, and it looks like more winter storms are just going to be rafing across the country all the way into spring. Ding, dang. And let's take a look at the total snowfall coming from all of these events. And we'll just walk it through for the next, let's say, 6 days, because that's the best the models really can do. Here is 1, 2, 3 days out, and that system by Thursday morning. And there is that little area. It could be picking up 1.5 feet or more on the Delmarva, potentially eastern Virginia. These models will change in the next 24 hours. And we'll really have some good data tomorrow night. Maybe a huge swath of 6 inches to a foot here. And that is going to be in northeastern Oklahoma, southeastern Nebraska, or Kansas, and Missouri. So southern Missouri, as well as northern Arkansas. All could be picking up 6 to 12 inches from this next storm in just a few days. We're talking Tuesday, starting Tuesday and into Wednesday. And then that storm will hit the coast by Thursday morning. And it'll be pretty mild except for the west for the next week. Looking like mild until the end of February where you could see some major storms developing. But the models are way out here. And it's just not It's just not the U.S. that's getting these types of continuous record snows. The world's snowiest city, which is all the way on the other side of the northern hemisphere from us, is now at 26 feet of snow, and temperatures are plunging to minus 11 degrees. Could you imagine living here? Holy macaroni. While one might anticipate the world's snowiest city to be nestled in the Arctic Circle, it is actually found in Japan. Aomori, and we just reported on this because the prefecture itself is where all the apples are grown for Japan for the most part, and they were destroyed this winter. Up to 30% of the trees cracked because of the 27 feet of snow that has fallen in the prefecture. With a population of just 260,000, Aomori experiences up to 26 feet of snow annually, and this year it is quite spectacular. Temperatures fall as low as minus 11 during the chilliest months. Snow accumulates on roads, reaching several meters high, and as well as sidewalks. Last month's record snowfall caused significant damage to apple orchards in the region, or the prefecture, which is Japan's largest apple growing region, contributing 60% of the country's apples. Some trees over 60 years old had their trunks snapped under the weight of the cold and the snow. Ho, ho, ho. Shut up, Al! Get in your hole! Al Gore says it does not snow in Japan ever. Nothing but cherry blossoms there. Breaking news earlier today, a Delta plane crashed and flipped upside down at Toronto Pearson Airport, and one of the passengers got out and immediately started filming. He didn't run away. He just stayed there. It's almost like the Darwin Award is going to be awarded to everyone these days during a catastrophe. The good news is no one died, and I don't think there were any major injuries. How that could be is anyone's guess, and why these people were so calm is beside me. Their plane is upside down, and they are exiting through an upside-down door. Take a look.
We're in Toronto. We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site. Upside down. Everybody, most people appear to be okay. We're all getting off. Some smoke going on. We're in Toronto. We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site. Upside down. Everybody, most people appear to be okay. We're all getting off. Some smoke going on.
Well, many think that this is unusual, but the reality is that the media is now just unusually reporting on these crashes and sensationalizing them. This crash, there were no fatalities, which is good news. And if you want the brass tacks, the real science behind plane crashes, many more planes crash than we're actually seeing in the media. In fact, in the last 3 years, the average number of plane crashes annually is over 1,200, with 1,277 crashes in 2022 and 1,216 in 2023, resulting in around 350 deaths per year. That means there are 3 plane crashes every single day, 3.1 to be exact. So none of this is unprecedented, and none of this has anything to do with anything. Planes crash, and in fact, 3 planes crash every single day. Seismic update. No quakes of note. We've got the Santorini region continuing to rumble with another 5 magnitude today. But overall, low-level activity worldwide, a 2.7 in Kansas, could be frac-related, and Hawaii with a 2.6 near Pahala. About the only things to report on, we've got a 5.4 in Peru. Who knew? Now you do. That brings us over to worldwide volcano news, where we have an uptick at Campi, Flegrei, a new earthquake swarm, several magnitude 3+ tremors felt at the supervolcano. Another seismic swarm is in progress at Campi, Flegrei volcano field. Since its start at 16:53 Saturday afternoon, 282 earthquakes with magnitude between 0 and 3.9 have been detected by the Volcano Observatory in Naples. Out of these earthquakes, 5 events had magnitude 3 or higher. The largest 2 of the magnitude 3.9 occurred in 2 different seismogenic zones. One yesterday afternoon in the Gulf of Pozzuoli, and another one this afternoon in the Solfatara Peschiarella area. Both quakes were felt widely and nearby, and you can see here's one actually happening in the center here of the Gulf of Holy Macaroni. That's not what it is. What did I just do? It's actually called the Gulf of Pozzuoli, but who's listening? There you can see that large earthquake and another one on land. So one out to sea, one on land, and a huge group of quakes here near the edge of the caldera and near Pozzuoli, where people are sharding their pants. Well, let's take a look over at Campi Flegrei and see how that uptick has gone on. Here's the past 48 hours. You can see 3 days ago, nothing happening, a rapid increase. And if we look over the last 7 days, it's been a slow increase in activity, pulsing and pulsing. Over the 14 days, you can see an increase in the last 72 hours, 30 days. Gives you a really good look. It seems to be cyclic. Here's a little pulse of activity, and it wanes. A bigger pulse, it wanes. A bigger pulse, it wanes, and now we're at this next major pulse. This is not the largest seismic swarm in recent memory. About a year ago, back in April, we had a similar occurrence. So we're going to keep a close eye on this as things are developing and building here in the region. Based on all of the data from the area, if an eruption does occur, it won't be super volcanic. The amount of magma being in place so far only equates to about a VEI 3 or 4 eruption. So that is good news, but a VEI 4 eruption in this region would be devastating to the cities, especially Pazuli, and put 40,000 plus people at risk of death instantly. Etna continues its assault with its new lava flow, continuing with strong ash emissions today as the seismicity increases. Here's when the event occurred. It's been ongoing, and now we're going back up, and again. The activity from both the effusive fissure at the southern base of the summit craters and the summit vent of the southeast crater continues with little changes, while volcanic tremor fluctuates at high values. Near constant strombolian explosions, which sound delicious, are occurring at the summit vent. And they create a continuous ash plume that we see here, drifting into the south to the southeasterly direction at altitudes of 4 to 4,500 meters. And the lava flow front has reached the flatter area, and people are skiing all around it. It's just fantastic at Etna. Not so fantastic at Spur Volcano in Alaska. Intense seismic activity continues, and this baby can blow VEI 4, and it has pretty regularly. The seismic unrest at the volcano persists today. Numerous small, shallow volcanic earthquakes have been detected beneath the volcano during the 15th of February. Earthquakes have been located beneath the north side of Spur Summit Vent, and satellite and web camera views of the volcano have been obstructed by cloud cover, but uplift continues as we cross our fingers, especially all those people near Spur, which is not many. And finally, the activity at Santorini continues with hundreds of earthquakes over the last 24 hours, a major decrease over the last 7 days from that high point about 5 days ago. Here is the 14-day outlook, which is taking quite a long time to buffer, but you can see this was really the crisis time, and it seems to be evening out or relaxing or something like that. Let's take a look at the 30-day. Literally, just about 25 days ago, it all began, and look at this. This is thousands, maybe 10,000 plus earthquakes above magnitude 2. So something is afoot, and it's not letting up, and it is continuing at Santorini. A quick look at space weather, and we can see very little low-level activity, a slight increase as some new sunspots are turning around the limb. Tiny pinpricks, to say the least, and maybe more indicative of a plage rather than a sunspot group, but I do digress. SFI at 185, sunspot number at 271, which is ridiculously high, and I think that they're counting way too many spots. KP down to around 2, and the 3-day geomagnetic forecast is all quiet for the next 3 days. Join us over at our Rumble channels. We need your support over there. We're trying to migrate everything over to Rumble. We've got 2 channels on Rumble, including Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, the same as YouTube. We just uploaded pre-Egyptian megastructure built before the Great Flood. The Great Pyramid was a power plant. It's a documentary about 36 minutes at Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Please watch that tonight. It's fantastic. And follow us on both Oppenheimer Ranch Project on Rumble and Magnetic Reversal News on Rumble. We've got a big announcement. We're going to be going live on both of these channels during the day with any breaking news that's pertinent to the channel, because we need to be streaming 30 hours a month in order to share the revenue on Rumble, which is what we want to do. We want to get off YouTube and go rumble in the jungle where free speech is king. There is no censorship. So if you join us or follow us on Rumble, you will get every notification for the live streams. You don't have to be looking out for them because they don't shadow ban on Rumble. They're not scumbags. They're real people doing real good things. Speaking of real good things, we're approaching spring. Dang, dang. March 1st is agricultural spring. It's when we start planting our seeds and planting our crops. Hopefully you're sprouting seeds indoors now. If you need the cheapest open pollinated seeds on earth, come over to Bertie County Seeds, the Alliance of Native Seed Keepers. Support your preparedness, support your clean food production, and support our channel. Yeah, we get 10 cents per pack, I think, which is great news. And if you use our coupon code, you pay for our commission, and you even get another 10 cents off. Free shipping if you buy 12 packs or more, I think. It's $25, and it's free shipping. There are now 284 varieties in stock, all open pollinated heirloom, meaning you buy them once, you save the seeds, and you never need to buy seeds ever again. Take a look at these bear paw pink runner beans. Absolutely fantastic. How about a cucamelon, the Mexican sour gherkin? Holy macaroni. Tomato seeds, sunflower seeds, corn seeds, and pepper seeds, and more. Every seed that you can imagine. Carrot seeds, just $2 a pack. Beet seeds, $2 a pack. You get the picture. And that's a boon to knowledge. Please share the video. We are shadow banned. We need your help to grow. That's why we're asking you to come over to Rumble and support us on Magnetic Reversal News on Rumble and Oppenheimer Ranch Project on Rumble, where we will be going live every day during the daytime with breaking news. Hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Subscribe now. Subscribe over at Rumble and be safe. We love you. And that is a boom.